Greetings, everyone, and welcome to part 5, of the second horror shelf. So here we have basically the second to last part here of the entire shelves of horror. So this time we're going to be looking at, once again, some television-related horror stuff, and this one kind of has a little bit different. Some random bags of stuff, and also what was left over of the franchise horror. But also we have some directors in this category. So once again, we got quite a lot to go through. So let's not waste any time. Part 5 here on the Media Files. All right, here we go. Part 5. So first, we have some Blu-rays starring Danny Trejo. We have Dead in Tombstone. Yeah, they sound like cool Western action horror movies, so there you go. Then we have the sequel, Dead Again in Tombstone. Yeah. Hopefully there's a third, maybe. You never know. Then we have A Quiet Place. Yeah, this movie was so good. Very interesting, very different type of horror movie. I won't. If you have not seen this, I won't spoil it because it is that good of a movie, especially if you go in blind. Then we have I Know What You Did Last Summer, the trilogy, featuring all 3 films. I Know What You Did Last Summer, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, and I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Then, of course, we have the remake of Ringu. We have The Ring. Yeah. And then we have a double bill. We have Exorcist the Beginning and Dominion prequel to The Exorcist, which both of these are basically the same movie, but they're both different at the same time. If you hear rumbling up there, the dogs are chasing each other. All right, then we have The Deadlands. It just sounded interesting, and this was like a blind buy at Dollar General. Or not Dollar General, Dollar Tree. So, hey, there you go. Speaking of Dollar Tree, we've got Polaroid. Yeah, this looks terrible. So, we'll see how bad that is. Then, of course, we have the remake of The Fog, which is a pretty decent remake for what it is. Starring Tom Welling from Smallville. Then we have Fear.com. Up next, we've got from Guillermo del Toro, we have The Devil's Backbone, the special edition. And then we have from Robert Eggers, his debut film, we have The Witch, or The V-Witch, as I thought it was called. Yeah, that double V there is actually a W. Then we have, also from Guillermo del Toro, we have Crimson Peak. This movie is awesome. It's so good. Let's see, then up next we have from Gene Simmons and Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah. We have Trick or Treat. Now we're going into some more franchise horror here. We have The Descent from Neil Marshall, which is awesome. And then, of course, we have The Descent 2. Up next, we've got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Special Edition. This thing is big time out of print. This is actually one of my first DVDs I bought with my own money. And what's so cool about it is that it's in this old school DVD case, but the back of it looks like a big old piece of meat. Yeah. This edition is awesome. If you can find this, get it, because it is very hard to find. Then, of course, we have Leatherface, Part 3. Then we've got Leatherface again, or Leatherface Le Massacre. Yeah, basically another reboot of a remake of a sequel, and yeah, have yet to watch that one. Then we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Beginning. This is the prequel to the 2003 movie, which is really, really good. Alrighty. Alright, so up next we have, what I like to call kind of like a little bit of old school, like some origin horror here. Here we have Fog Island. And I found this at a thrift store of all places. We have a 50 movie pack. The Mad Scientist Theater 50 movie collection. Yeah, you don't see that very often. Then we have the original 13 Ghosts. Directed by William Castle. Then we have Jack Nicholson in the original Little Shop of Horrors. Then we have The Black Scorpion. Yeah, one of those monster, creepy horror movies. Then, of course, we have Bela Lugosi in White Zombie. Yeah, which was a huge inspiration for Rob Zombie, who named his band after this movie. And the rest is basically history. Let's see here. All right. So up next, we have The Black Raven. Then we have one of my favorites. It's not really a horror movie, but I guess it kind of technically could be. We have Sorry, Wrong Number. If you have not watched this, check this out, because this movie is so good. Yes, it's old school. Basically, it's about Barbara Stanwyck, who's up front here. Basically, she overhears a conversation on the phone about a murder that's supposedly happening. And this movie desperately needs to have a remake. I would love to see them remake this movie with today's audience. Plus, it also has loads of bonus features on it, which actually aren't listed on here, but it's really cool, too. Then we have some of my rarity Blu-rays. We have Festival of Fright. Yeah, this is so cool. A DVD loaded with just horror trailers. That's it. Then, of course, we have Festival of Fright 2. And Festival of Fright 3. Alrighty, now we're going to get into some director sections here. Small John Carpenter collection. First of all, we have Vampires. Yeah, this movie's totally awesome. Then we have Prince of Darkness. The Fog, which you probably saw upstairs, which has the blue cover on the front of it instead of the green cover. Then, of course, we have from Scream Factory, we have They Live. Need me some bubblegum. Kicking ass. Then, of course, we have The Thing, the collector's edition. This is the DVD you want, because this has the uncut commentary by Kurt Russell and John Carpenter. Everything else has been edited since then. Alrighty, so then up next, we're going to go into my M. Night Shyamalan collection. Yeah. So first up, we have Lady in the Water. Split. Unbreakable. The Village. The original Sixth Sense DVD release. Glass. Signs. The Visit. And, of course, The Happening. Of course, everyone was freaking out at the time because it's like, oh, this is his first R-rated movie. Yeah, it's alright. Like, it was okay for what it was. So there you go. Alrighty, then up next, well, speaking of Rob Zombie, up the camera there, going into my Rob Zombie collection, yeah. here we have House of a Thousand Corpses. The Devil's Rejects. This DVD set is awesome. Get it. Then we have Three from Hell, which completes the Firefly trilogy. Get this on Blu-ray because the DVD does not have the documentary. It's available on Blu-ray only. Then we have Lords of Salem. Then we have on DVD 31. But I also do have the Steelbook edition of 31. Yeah. Found this at Target. This was just sitting back there on their back shelf for a measly $2. I'm like, okay. So yeah, there we go. Alrighty, then we're going to get into, I guess I would call it like a small zombie section here. Alright, now we have a, starring, interesting little movie, starring Gene Simmons from Kiss, and, of course, Ozzy Osbourne. We have Trick or Treat. Yeah. Alrighty, so now we have a, small little, zombie collection here. First off, we have Maggie, starring Schwarzenegger, and, of course, Abigail Breslin. Yeah, very interesting movie. Then we have Bubba Hotep, directed by Don Coscarelli, who's known for the Phantasm movies. Yeah, this movie is really, really awesome. And Brian Tyler's score is awesome for this movie, too, by the way. Check it out. Then on Blu-ray, we have a double feature of Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz. Yeah. Then we have, from producer J.J. Abrams, we have Overlord. Kind of an interesting World War II zombie-like thriller. And it sounded pretty cool, so why not? We have a weird, couple of other weird movies. We have Tokyo Zombie. Yeah, I just saw the title, and I'm just like, hey, that looks interesting, so why not? And then we have Train to Busan. I have not seen this. I heard it's really, really, really good, though. Yeah. Then we have Anna and the Apocalypse. Yeah, I heard apparently there's supposed to be a sequel coming to this. And I found this at Dollar Tree, so it sounded interesting. Then, of course, we have 28 Days Later. And finally, we have Carriers, starring Chris Pine. Yeah, kind of more of like a zombie, but not kind of, but like a vaccine-ish type of movie. I don't know. Then finally, we have, well, as I mentioned earlier, I do have The Shining, the 2-disc special edition from the Stephen King collection. And then, of course, we have You're Next. This one's really, really good. One of those home invasion type of movies, which is pretty interesting. You know, pretty cool. Alrighty, so now we're going to make our way back into the back row here. Yeah. Some TV shows, basically, this is just a bunch of, it's like just a bunch of randomness, really. So, it's kind of what the rest of this basically is going to be. So here we have High Tension. This is a weird movie, but it's so good, though. Then we have another movie that just sounded very interesting. But here we have, from the director of the My Bloody Valentine remake, we have Trick. Yeah. Then we have a small little kid-friendly section. Yeah. So here we have Ernest Scared Stupid. Then we have a Scooby-Doo 2-film collection. We have Scooby-Doo and Batman and the Brave and Bold. And Scooby-Doo meets Batman. I remember watching this one a bunch when I was a kid. I still love it to this day. Then we have What's New Scooby-Doo, the complete first season. And Scooby-Doo and the Samurai Sword, an original movie. Yeah. All right. Let's see here. All right. So up next we have the Ultimate Collector's Edition of Spawn. Yeah, this is from the original HBO series. This is the original release. They have re-released this only once in a 10th anniversary edition. The only difference between this version and the 10th anniversary edition is that this one, unfortunately, does not have the Todd McFarlane intros. That is the only thing that is missing, and I really want to get the anniversary set. Then we have the complete series of the Addams Family. Yeah, there you go. Couldn't beat that for like $5. So here, then we have the double feature of the Addams Family and, of course, Addams Family Values. We have Johnny Depp in Dark Shadows. This was really good, by the way. And we have Gary Oldman in Mary. Yeah, sounded interesting, so I'm like, yeah, why not? Then we have a small, tiny, itty-bitty little vampire section. We have Twilight Eclipse. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of these Twilight movies, but I have them just because they're vampires. But eventually I may just break down and get the complete editions. That way I have everything. I don't know why, but out of all of them, I think this one I kind of like the best. I don't know why. It was. Then we have, of course, 30 Days of Night. Yeah. This one was really, really good. Yeah. I hate the fact it's got library stickers all over it, though. Then we have 2 seasons of one of my favorite shows from the 90s. We have Tales from the Crypt, the first season. And, of course, we have the complete 6th season. Yep, that's all I've got out of that show. I need to get the rest. All right, now we're going to make our way back into the back shelf here. All right, so I kind of call this kind of like my ghost section, really. Yeah. So here we have The Haunting of Molly Hartley, The Thing Below, The Babadook. This movie is creepy. It's weird, but it's so good. Then we have Mama, directed by Andy Muschietti, who did both the It movies and, of course, the recent Flash movie. This was his film debut. Then we have Nicole Kidman in The Others, and I know Criterion is going to get their hands on it, and I really want to get that edition, because it's been forever since I've seen this movie. Then we have Sinister. Yeah, this movie's creepy. It's really, really well done. Really well directed by Scott Derrickson, of course, who went on to do Doctor Strange. Then we have Sinister 2. There you go. Then up next we have a remake of 13 Ghosts. Yeah. It's been forever since I've seen this movie, but came out in the early 2000s, and yeah, quite changed. Then, of course, we have Darkness Falls. This movie kind of means a little bit more to me. I mean, even though it's a horror film, it's basically about the Tooth Fairy. This is actually the first movie that me and my wife actually watched together, and that's kind of how we met. So this will always be something special to me. And we have, for the first time in color, Vincent Price in The House on Haunted Hill, the original movie. But this edition also includes the restored original black and white editions. So yeah, I love having all these colorized movies and whatnot. And not only that, though, it has the audio commentary from Mike Nelson of the Mystery Science Theater 3000 and riff tracks. So yeah, if you were looking for a hilarious comedy, watch this. It's awesome. Then we have Ghost Hunter. Yeah, I found this at, once again, it's another Dollar Tree thing, so, like, yeah, why not? Alright, and then we have an interesting double feature here. We have a documentary, and then we have a movie. So here we have Spooked, The Ghosts of Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Just kind of an interesting documentary about one of the scariest places on Earth, basically, the sanitarium. And supposedly it's still haunted to this day. However, though, we also have a movie entitled Death Tunnel, which is literally the movie version of this documentary. Yeah, so these two kind of go together because it's written, shot, and directed by Philip Adrian Booth, and which was also edited and directed by the same guys. So there you go. That's kind of an interesting thing. If you can find both of those go together. Let's see here. We still have some more ghosts, like movies. More like a ghost section here. All right. Then up next we have Apollo 18. Let's see, The Last Days on Mars with the slipcover. Need to get that sticker crap off of there. And then we have Winchester. Yeah, starring Helen Mirren and Jason Clarke. This was cool. This was really, really good. Check this out if you haven't seen it yet. Alrighty, then we have, well, this one's not really a ghost, but from the director of Sinister and, of course, Doctor Strange, we have The Black Phone. Yeah, starring Ethan Hawke, and, of course, written by Joe Hill, who actually is the son of Stephen King. So, yeah. And I said it runs in the family. There you go. Then we have Mirrors. It's been forever since I've seen this movie, but it was pretty good. Right around the time when Kiefer Sutherland was huge in 24. Then we have the special edition of the Mothman Prophecies. Yeah. Now, this is the 2-disc edition. The second disc is loaded with bonus features and whatnot, and loads of great stuff on here. If you enjoy like a true event movie, track this down and get it. Then we have The Haunting. Yeah, the 1990s remake, directed by Jan de Bont. Then, of course, we have Lights Out. Not directed by James Wan, but produced. However, directed by David F. Sandberg. If you don't know who he is, he has directed the Shazam movies and whatnot. But he actually has a YouTube channel, and he's actually from... I think he's actually from Denmark, I believe. But yeah, he actually shows... look up his YouTube channel by the name of Pony Smasher. And he has lots of great behind-the-scenes stuff, great horror shorts and stuff. And, of course, one of the horror shorts inspired this. Then we have Demi Moore in Half-Light. Never seen it. It looks interesting. Then, of course, we have on Blu-ray The Curse of La Llorona, with the slipcover, by the way, which is awesome. And finally, for the ghost section, we have Jennifer Connelly in Dark Water, which is actually a remake of the Japanese film of the same name. The theatrical full screen edition. So why did I put it like that? Because we have the unrated widescreen edition. Yeah, theatrical is full screen only. Widescreen is the unrated cut. Yeah, which is kind of dumb and stupid, considering the fact that everything is literally the exact same, except for the artwork. And the funny thing is that the PG-13 cut is actually longer than the director's cut. The director's cut is only the unrated cut is only 103 minutes. The PG-13 is 105, which is weird. Okay, now we get on to my small little vampire section, and then one last little itty bitty sci-fi section here, because we are on the end. Yeah. Alrighty, so first of all, let's do the sci-fi section because there's only two things. So here we have the first volume of The Outer Limits. Yeah, I lucked out on this. I found this at like a mom and pop thrift store, and I had to snatch that up because I knew that thing was going to go quick. The entire first season, all 32 episodes, very, very hard to find on DVD. And then we have Volume 2, which is the last season of The Outer Limits. Both these from the 60s. Great stuff. Has loads of great actors in it, including Leonard Nimoy. Alrighty. Now we'll get into our vampire section. Yeah. So, here we have from HBO. We've got True Blood, the complete 6th season. And then we have True Blood, the complete 2nd season. So this runs out all of the True Blood. So I've got all of it. And then we have, actually, nope, that's not all of it. We actually have the final season, the 7th season. So yeah, there we go. And finally, my little vampire section. I don't know, unless this, hang on a second, I might actually have apparently I have a ghost one in here too. First of all, we have Robert De Niro in Hide and Seek. And, okay, now that's all of the, into the, other stuff. So now we can finally get into the small vampire section. Jeez. Alright, so finally, we have the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. This is the movie that, of course, inspired the TV series and as well as its spinoff, Angel. Yeah. Played by Kirsty Swanson. Also co-stars Donald Sutherland, Luke Perry, Paul Reubens, a.k.a. Pee-wee, and, of course, Rutger Hauer. I mean, what can I say? Written by Joss Whedon, but not directed by him. But, what can I say? I have not actually watched this movie. So, or if I have, it's been a long time since I've seen it. And then we have Joel Schumacher's classic, The Lost Boys, the 2-disc special edition. How have I not watched this yet? I have no idea how I haven't. Might just watch it after I'm done with this. So yeah, there we go. Then, of course, we have to end it on 3 movies, which I really don't like, but unfortunately I've got them. We got Twilight. Yeah. Of course, I remember a coworker was getting so excited about it when I worked at a movie theater. I'm like, what is Twilight? And sure enough, after the movie came out, I'm like, oh god, it's a vampire that glitters. Oh boy. Yeah. You can tell I really don't like that. Of course, we have New Moon. It's alright. Yeah. Then we have Breaking Dawn Part 2. The only movie that every single guy was really getting sick and tired of until that last little itty bit part where the guys were like, finally we get an action scene. Yeah. Well, yep, there we go. All right, so that completes the fifth shelf, and well, we've got one more to do, so let's go ahead and get everything finished up here. And yeah, so this one will be, hopefully it won't be quite as long, but that's okay because like I said, it's the final shelf and whatnot, and so yeah. So if you've enjoyed everything that you've watched, uh, you know, uh, try to find a lot of this stuff because it's kind of hard. Some of them are harder to find than others. Alrighty, so with that, remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and with that, I'll see you for the finale of the horror shelves next time on the Media Files.